Hi, welcome back to Authenticity the Hard Ways. Let's talk authenticity. And today we are going to be speaking about this new and final stage of the sacred pause, which is called the becoming. Um, Happy 4th of July, which I think is yeah, no, I don't do coincidences, but it's very interesting that celebrating that many are celebrating Independence Day and a concept, I guess you can call it, or a part of the becoming is independence. And that literally just came into my spirit as I said, Happy 4th of July. Um, First and foremost, thank you for joining me. And Authenticity the Hard Way is started out as, the other part, the main part of Authenticity the Hard Way is sharing my personal experiences, harsh experiences, and sharing them in the light of how they have transformed me. And as I have been determined to become more involved with my own creation of this and to allow and the relinquishment of my own desire and my own way of how I have envisioned authenticity to be, having relinquished all of that completely and fully to spirit, the divine, the universe, God, whatever terminology you use, I am seeing as well as feeling the expansion of it, of authenticity the hard way. And I will be putting up a video explaining what that means and the umbrella, if you will, that Authenticity the Hard Way is under, which is my company Revelations Holistic Empowerment Training that I have held on to since I was 13 years old. And I am now 54, and Revelations is coming forward, which is an amazing manifestation. And I will go into that deeper in another video. But just as Spirit has moved me and literally moved me because I don't feel good, like there is so much energy moving through my body right now till I am struggling to make it through this. I try not to go deep into the all of the energies, all of the evolutionary things that the planet is going through, because I know I've from doing my reels on Instagram that I lose a lot of people because a lot of people are not just interested or just don't know about what's happening in Earth's evolution and her receptivity of all of the sun, because the sun is also evolving. So everything evolves. I don't want to go that way, but the sun is evolving and shooting energy, I guess you could say, just to kind of keep it simple, into Earth. And it is causing a lot of it. All of these energies are helping and causing human beings to evolve. Our consciousness as a society as humans is evolving. We are going through a major awakening. The energies are here, the frequencies are rising, and as such, as above, so below. What happens to Earth must happen to us because we are connected with the Earth. And it's much like I have my plants over here, but also the trees outside my window. And if you think of a tree, y'all heard that? I know you heard that motorcycle, and I'm laughing because when I did the reel, right after Spirit told me that I was moving into the becoming of the sacred pause, that motorcycle probably did the same thing and revved its engine and took off right past my window. Same exact thing. So that's the becoming. But anyway, we'll get to that. This is important for me to say as an earth empath, and kind of wanting to put a kind of simple understanding out in case any of you are feeling physical symptoms outside of any medical condition. Understand me, if you're feeling anything that I will be describing right now, and you have a pre-existing medical condition, I urge you to seek medical attention or speak to your healthcare provider about that. I don't, and I know I have been studying my body since I was 9 years old, and I know me physically. So back to the trees. If you consider trees, plants, anything that goes in the soil, right? A tree in the soil, its roots run deep into the earth, from which it receives its nutrients and its the vital necessities that make it a tree, the various kinds of trees, the various kinds of plants, and the nutrients to grow and be exactly what it was created to be. If you also consider the fact that the sun itself is vitally important for the health and the full maturation or maturity of that tree or the plants. The oxygen in the air is necessary for the growth and the maturity of the plants and the trees. If you can picture that, and instead of being the plant, you see us as human beings in the earth. We thrive and survive because of earth and our connectedness to her, and our connectedness through her to the sun, or with the sun. And I'm saying this as an example of what is happening in earth, her transformation, with the help of the sun's energetic stuff that's coming in, space weather. She's evolving, and because our mother, if you will, is evolving, we as living beings within her womb or within her ecosystem, however you want to say it, we are evolving as well. We are evolving consciously. Our consciousness is expanding. Our bodies are adapting to being able to handle more of the energies, more of the frequencies, more of the vibration, more of spirit in these bodies, in the vessels that contain us as souls, which is necessary. Our bodies must evolve to be able to continue to be supported, nourished through Earth. I hope that makes sense. And so, for me, what that feels like right now, we're having at this moment right now and going forward into August, Earth will be experiencing a lot of energetic energy just coming in. I'm gonna get too technical about it too, but we are going to through this a major corridor, you could say, of energetic and vibrational changes within ourselves in direct response to the energies that will be coming into the planet. And what that feels like for me: exhaustion, nausea, my eyes are feeling different, like literally, like I'm literally, I will be looking at something and feel my eyes shift in adjustment to it with my glasses on. So with my glasses on, my vision is clear, but there have been pockets that are getting closer and more, where I'm literally looking at something and I can feel my eyeballs, within my eyeballs I feel shifting, and what I'm looking at, I see a difference in what I'm looking at, which is a part of the evolution that is taking place within my body as my body adapts to the energies that's coming in. Physical changes, like, and I know the difference between hot flashes involved with menopause. I've experienced those. I know what those feel like. The hot flashes that I'm experiencing now come on, they hit, and it's a surge of heat, but it's energy. I literally feel a flood of energy that makes me hot and shifts me on the inside, and then is immediately gone. That is totally different from a hot flash that is hormonal induced. My sleeping, sometimes I know that I am asleep, but I am very aware that I am conscious in my sleep. It's totally different from any kind of dream. And my sleep is light, more like that stage. Oh, I don't know. It's like I know I'm asleep, but I'm keenly aware that I'm awake, if that makes sense. Words mess me up trying to use words to explain physical stuff, spiritual stuff, energetic stuff. I'm getting cold. I literally, it's 90 some degrees and I'm walking around inside my home with the sweater on. The air comes on, I get cold immediately, to the point where I literally, like, shivering, get my sweater or something and put it over me, and there feels like a rearranging within my body, and then I'm not cold anymore. My appetite is changing. It's so for females, for women, y'all, if you've been through menopause, you understand what I'm saying. The symptoms mimic menopause hormonal changes, or even for during our PMS symptoms. Pretty much almost kind of scary how similar they are, but it is hormonal changes because my body is adjusting to a new environment. um, Appetite changes. Like sometimes I've really been craving green drinks now, like uh, spinach, cucumber, um, celery juice, just green. I just want green. A lot of water. Sometimes I just want to get like a hose and lamp. I just saw myself with a water hose in my. That was funny. I saw myself laying on my bed with a water hose coming out here, and me just in my bed, just drinking from the water hose. That's how thirsty. And it's not really that I'm thirsty, it's just a desire for water. Bloating. Can't get away from the bloating. And then emotional changes. And a lot of the emotional changes tie directly into this sacred pause and the clearing, which was my last video, clearing out of all of the old stuff, deep layers of stuff that I didn't even know were still there, just coming up. And not coming up in a way where I'm nostalgia and oh, I wish that would have happened, or no, it's just coming up like, hi, I'm still here. Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye. That type of thing. No emotional attachment to the thoughts, to the relationships that come up, all that stuff. That there's no emotional entanglement. A thought will come up, usually a memory of something that happened, and it'll come up, and I see it, I remember, and then it's like, oh, okay. I probably could have did better with that, but if I would have knew better then, I would have did better. That kind of thing, and it's over. There have been memories that have come up, and I have cried. Like I just in that moment, and I've cried. But it's not, I'm getting in bed, I'm depressed, I shouldn't have did that, stuff like that. No, it's just coming up. I cry to release, and then it's gone. Make peace with it. Make peace with myself. It's usually making peace with the version of myself that did that, or that was a part of that, and it's gone. A lot of that has been happening. And events or things have been happening. Little events throughout the day have happened that have shown a spotlight within the sacred pause and the clearing that I've just come out of. A spotlight has shone on snippets of parts of my day, where one incident, I was talking with some people, and the topic of authenticity came up, and it was how do I want to put this? There was an underlying tone within the conversation with one person, really questioning, is questioning the right word? Really critiquing whether or not I'm reached a level of authenticity necessary that I should have to be doing what I'm doing. And I took it in, but then as I'm listening, I'm thinking that there was like a pin that stuck in that. But then the realization came to me where authenticity is a journey, not a destination. The destination, the end destination of evolving as our souls evolve, our souls evolve. Another thing with the symptoms of ascension, I guess you could call it ascension symptoms. What I was speaking about, the energy coming in, causing all this stuff to come up so that we can ascend or evolve. See, the words, they kind of get all mixed up, but ascension symptoms, ascending higher into our higher selves, or evolving into our higher selves. Evolving or ascending consciously it's a play on words. It all means the same. Our evolution or ascension into the higher versions of authentication within authenticity. What I was saying was one of the symptoms of this, one ascension symptom, is brain fog. And my ability to be able to get what is up here out of here. This is a very real thing, so please bear with me, because I know exactly what I'm trying to say, but once it gets from here and tries to come out of here, is gibberish. So my authenticity came up, and alongside of that, the revelation hit me. Well, although I've known this, but this revelation was pushed to the forefront of my mind, in that authenticity is a journey. It's our soul's evolution into its final state. That's why we're souls. We came here to experience life, which helps us evolve. The end of that, the evolution of our souls into its highest expression through this human vessel, is death. Once your soul has evolved to its predetermined or predestined timeline for its own evolution, then it will then transition out of this human flesh and return to source. I hope that makes sense. That's very deep, and it is not a concept that many people are willing to even look at, let alone dive into, because the end of that is death, and a lot of people don't understand that death is just a transition. So my authenticity is a journey. We evolve from level to level in our human existence, much like a child evolves. Evolves from only being able to lay on its back, to rolling over, to sitting up, to standing, or to sitting up, to crawling, to standing, to walking, to running. It's an evolution of a child, of a baby. That is how we evolve in our authenticity, if you have chosen so. And it's a choice. However, as this physical vessel, it evolves, and it will eventually evolve out of crawling and out of all of that. It will evolve mentally into the higher forms of, you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is a journey. Life is a journey, and the end destination of this thing is death. But it is a journey, and everyone's journey is different. So that one spotlight that was shown on me through a conversation with someone shifted. How do I put this? So a timeline shift is a change in consciousness. And that shifted my consciousness, my conscious understanding of why I'm here at this point. And the outcome of that was, I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at this moment right now. And I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now if I had not authenticated to this point. Does that make sense? The true marker of authenticity cannot be seen from outside. You cannot look at me and truly gauge my authenticity because you're only seeing outside of me. It's like I put the reel up some time ago, and I said, you have to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. It's that people's perception of you, people are looking at you through their own perception of you. And a lot of times that perception of you is based on their own perception of themselves. And if they have a broken, unhealthy perception of themselves, they can only see you through that lens. And if that lens of perception is broken or dirty, that will also alter the way they see you. No one can judge you on your authenticity. No one can judge you on your journey to the next version of yourself possible. But a telltale sign that you can see of someone's authenticity is by the people that it affects. The people that have blessed my life, have encouraged me, have left a very profound marker in my life, that is the testimony to me of their authenticity. That's how they make me feel. So a marker on my journey that I am doing what I am supposed to be doing is by the people that I am helping. And this is not at all what I was supposed to be talking about, but apparently this needs to be said. So, on your journey to being as authentic as you can, know that that is an inside job. The scriptures there's a scripture that says, you shall know them by the fruit that they bear. The fruit that someone bears is a direct result of what's on the inside. So if someone is walking around bearing nasty, undigestible fruit, then the root within them is nasty and undigestible. I also did that reel on venom. So if somebody is walking around, they're spitting out venom, then that's a telltale sign of the level of their authenticity. It's not. Anyway, back to the essential symptoms. This is the other. And back to the becoming. So, I hope that helped whoever it needed to help. Honey, listen. Your journey to becoming the best version of yourself that you can possibly be is yours. No one has a right to question your journey. It's yours. It's personal. Do not allow anyone to make you feel some type of way about the work that you are doing on yourself, within yourself. Constructive criticism, those that are generally trying to help you and assist you, that is not what I'm talking about. But if someone is not doing that, is doing the opposite and making you feel some type of way about the person that you are, don't feel some type of way. Just walk away. Just walk away. Protect your space. Protect your energy. Protect your mind. Protect your heart. You cannot look at someone and tell that they have cancer or how deep the cancer is or what stage of remission is going on. It's like you can't tell what is going on inside of your body, except that you only know that you're anemic if the doctor draws some blood and runs it, and then you find out that you're deficient. You can't see that on the outside of someone. So no one knows what you are truly about except that you open your mouth and they spend time with you or your behaviors. So don't let someone judge you. Don't let someone on the outside of you try and determine what's going on the inside of you. The person that we become takes place first within before it's manifested without. That's why you'll see some people, you'll go along and you'll see somebody and they're doing something, you'll be like, oh, I didn't know you had that in you. And no, you didn't. Because you're not in me. I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm just going to leave that right there and let you... The becoming. So, today's the 4th. On the 2nd, was the day after I went, I made the decision of part of me authenticating to the highest version of myself possible is going back and finishing the things that I started when I was younger that meant so much to me, going back to those things and finishing them because they still mean so much to me. And I was prompted by a close friend of mine. She said, go to school. We got another plan here. You just go back to school. Now, I am in school, but it's all home-based. And I say it all the time, I'm getting my bachelor's in metaphysical sciences. And that is home, that is at my own pace. But higher learning as far as in a college or university that was a goal of mine as a young girl. Because I'm a forever student. I love learning. Before I even sit down and do my reels and Spirit speaks to me on a topic, I'm asking Google, what does this mean? I'm researching, I'm cross searching, I'm studying. I am There's a scripture that says, study to show yourself approved, a workman who needs no, I'm losing the rest of it. Study to show yourself approved. Do the research. And I do. And I love it. So when she said go back to school, and I've had people telling me this down through the years a lot, and I have tried so many times down through the years, and it was just not right the right time. But when she said go to school, I should go back to school, that hit like it was one of those things, and I was like, there was a shift in my consciousness, like, yeah, let's finish what we started in 1995. Let's just go back. So I went back, found out I only need 7 courses, and I will be graduating with my AA in psychology. Then I met 2 beautiful women, and we just start talking, and within minutes we like locked in on authenticity. And so the next morning when I was sitting during my meditation time, and I was just kind of sitting in the of, wow, that really happened, right? Within the clearing of this sacred pause, that decision to go back to school and actually lock in on it and move into it, did a whole lot of clearing for me. A whole lot of stagnant, low emotional limitations. That's what it was. For me, in the sacred pause, in the clearing of the sacred pause, what came up for me was that I have had limitations operating below the surface of my conscious life, limitations that were placed on me a long time ago, limitations that I placed that I built up around myself based on how I've been treated, not having any money, not having true support. So I use these limitations to keep me safe, because I didn't feel like I was going to be able to do anything. Case in point, each time I tried to go back to school, something happened and I had to stop. So while I'm sitting with this counselor, and she pulls up my transcripts, well, the financial aid lady and and the counselor that I was working with, they both pull up my transcripts. And it's like, man, you maintain a 4.0 and you got A's and this, and then www, A, www. And it was like, wow. Yeah. Because every time I got deeper, it was another wall. Every time I want to get more expansive into my studies, another wall. W. So I built up this limitation on me, like I just can't do it. I'm tired of continually running into these barriers, trying to do something that just makes me feel so good. W, just withdraw. Limitation, can't do it. Thank you, Spirit. But I have evolved into this authentic version of myself that now says, absolutely yes. No holds barred no limitations anymore. I can do whatever I put my mind to do. That was my clearing. And When I realized that, and Spirit said, the events of yesterday, which would be me sitting with the counselor and meeting the two ladies at the college, Spirit said the events of that are proof of the power of your attraction and your dedication to your vision of revelations and Asha Salika, myself, and the business that I created in my head at 13 years old. And then Spirit said, your clearing is over, and it is now time for the becoming. And as I sat with that, the becoming literally is at the beginning of all of this energy that's coming in. Literally feeling an expansiveness within my soul, within my heart, within my spirit, within my mind, within my entire being. I feel expansive. And then Spirit said that this becoming is much like the metamorphosis or the transformation of the caterpillar into the butterfly. And when I did the reel, talking about this video coming up, it was the motorcycle was revving up, and Spirit said that on the other side of the clearing, going into the becoming, and on the other side of the becoming, the engines would begin to rev up, and you will go into the next version of your higher self and the next leg of this journey of authenticity. So, what does that look like in regards to a butterfly? We all know, the butterfly. The matter of fact, with my thing, I got it up on the screen. I don't want to mess it up, because all of my life, y'all, and I will not. Where's the thing at? I will not sugarcoat. Oh, there it is, on the other side of the paper. Yeah. So all of my life I've known, we all know the story of the butterfly, right? It's a cocoon, and all these things. But if you, I just learned recently about the whole liquid. Well, I probably knew it, but it just really didn't resonate with me, so I didn't even hold on to it. The whole disgusting part of it with the liquefaction of the caterpillar into the butterfly, but that's the most important part of that. Yeah. So we know about the butterfly, right? The caterpillar. And it goes into the pupa, the chrysalis, right? And as I was looking at this, Google says in the chrysalis phase, that once fully grown, the caterpillar attaches itself to a secure surface and forms a protective casing. Now, when I read that, in my mind's eye, I saw the stages of what I talked about earlier, the stages of growth of a child, right? Learning to crawl, walk, run, then, interacting with people in school, in churches, whatever have you. And then there comes a point, different stages, but it comes a point in everyone's life where you hit that stage and you begin to look at yourself and realize that you need a change. Some people it's the breakdown of a marriage, a relationship, a health issue, a health scare, a drug addiction, alcohol addiction, some type of despair that wakes us up and we realize that we need to make a change. And it's at different stages of our lives. For me, it was a spiritual awakening when I met Jesus. And in the view as a caterpillar in that stage of a butterfly's evolution, of caterpillar's evolution into the butterfly, my introduction to Christianity and to Jesus, the Holy Spirit, that is what I, as a caterpillar, I hope you can see this like I see this, in the chrysalis, that became my chrysalis, right? Attaches itself to a secure surface and forms a protective casing. Religion was my chrysalis. For an alcoholic, it might be AA. For someone who has, maybe it's cancer, and that person locks in on becoming healthy, and going through the necessary things to eradicate the cancer, and then, but you're locked in on becoming healthy. You want to live. We want to live. We want to live mentally. We want to live. So we lock on to these things, and the principles, the teachings, all those things become a chrysalis around us. So for me, learning more about Christianity, learning more about myself as as a vessel, locked in on it. The Word of God became my chrysalis, especially His words that He spoke to me, describing me to me. The gifts that lie within me was my chrysalis. And as that, all the transformations that in that chrysalis, and this is at different stages. So that was the beginning of me. That was my younger self. And all that I learned at that time about Christianity took me, brought me into the next stage, when the caterpillar begins to break down. And I think I forgot this when they taught it in science at school because it's so nasty. But the caterpillar's body just completely breaks down into liquid form till it is no longer identifiable as a caterpillar. And that's what happened. In my 20s, that is what happened. I got the Word of God so deeply in me. I got His vision of me in me, and it completely broke down the identity that I had of myself from childhood to that point. And then from the disintegration of that, I began to rebuild into the butterfly. That's then. This is now. Same process. I got to a point where I realized that even though some of the stuff that we like I said, often evolving into the next highest version of ourselves is a journey, and we will continually go from caterpillar to butterfly, because at some point you actually outgrow that butterfly, and then the process starts over. So now, all these years later, I enter into a totally different stage of life, stage of consciousness, and I enter into the sacred pause, which is a chrysalis. And at this stage, I enter into this chrysalis, and in the pause, the breakdown of everything that I have carried that I didn't know I was carrying. The limitations that I just spoke about. The ideology of myself as who I was. Like, I am no longer the woman I was, not even last week. It's liquefying. And in the clearing within the chrysalis of this sacred pause, at this time in Earth's evolution and my personal evolution and my evolution as a vessel, there's still some stuff that was in there. Like, how much of myself have I really been allowing to be concerned with other people's opinions? In what places of my life have I not been bold enough regarding my own needs? The relationships that have come up in this breaking down within the chrysalis of the sacred pause, relationships coming up to make me go back and look at those relationships, see the breakdown of it, and notice that in each one of those relationships that broke down, immediately after it breaking apart, I would look for another relationship to get into immediately, because I don't want to be alone. Seeing that pattern, and now looking at myself and saying, you know what? I'd rather be alone. It's time for me to be single. It's time for me to be in a deeper relationship with myself, because of the trajectory that I am now on. Breakdown. Boundaries. I learned how to set boundaries, and now within this chrysalis of this sacred pause and this clearing, I realize that, okay, I'm in a different place. I'm in a different space mentally. I'm in a different space emotionally. Different forms of boundaries. I think you get the picture. So the clearing is the breaking down of the old version of myself, and any remnants of previous versions that didn't completely liquefy before, all breaking down. And now it's rearranging itself within me, and it's creating something totally different. It's a new butterfly. And after the chrysalis, after the breakdown within the chrysalis, then the becoming, there's a total restructuring of what was into what is now to be released from the chrysalis. The new version. The new version. This is so and so as this new version in the becoming, once all has solidified, right? Once all has solidified, all of that crap has dissolved, and now there is new structuring within me, new mental structuring, new emotional structuring. where things are so much vivid, more in focus, more high definition of Asha. Comes the eclosion, where the mature butterfly emerges. Y'all can look this up for yourself. Just ask Google like I did. It's right there. You don't have to believe me. Just go to Google. Emerging from the chrysalis. And when a butterfly emerges from the chrysalis, it pumps fluid into its wings to expand them. And then it waits for that fluid to harden and solidify. And then it begins to flap its wings and take its first flight. That's where we are. And if you're not there now, it's coming. If you have not entered into the sacred pause, it will come for you. Everybody evolves at their own time. And your time is specific to you. But if you are on this trajectory as I am, and you are now in the becoming, and you are seeing yourself in a new light, and perhaps like me, you have done a timeline shift, and understand a timeline shift is not anything tangible. It is a shift in your consciousness, in your awareness. And you are in this becoming, and your wings are solidifying. And like the motorcycle that took over my video, my other reel, and the beginning of this one, you are flapping your wings, gaining momentum. The wheels of your motorcycle are turning. Its engine is revving up, and you are about to take flight. You are in this stage of becoming. Welcome. Embrace it. Let everything liquefy that no longer serves you, that does not mean anything anymore. Let it all dissolve and rearrange itself into this new, beautiful becoming that is you. And then prepare yourself to take flight. Because humanity, you are a very, very important part of the evolution of the human race. Yes, you. No more limitations. This looks like you going into work and looking around and actually honestly feeling the fact that you no longer like this job. You no longer like anything about it. You remember why you did it. Because years ago, you wanted to be an artist. And someone said, you can't make money. You can't make a living off of drawing pictures. And that hit you. And you put away your colors and your easels and all this stuff. You tucked that away and you went and got a 9-to-5. And you have been miserable, feeling like a part of you is dead because somebody said that you weren't qualified to be the person that you truly wanted to be. The becoming is you looking at all of this job that you can't stand and backing up and saying, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go into the attic or down in the dungeon where I hid my heart's desire. And I'm going to get it. And I'm going to dust it off. And I'm going to become that artist I was intended to be. That's what the becoming looks like. Embrace it. Become your true self. It's your time. It's your time. Thank you so much. for joining me. I know it's long. If you know me, I am not going to shut up until Spirit releases me. We are at an amazing time in our lives. Let's be amazing. Your journey is specific to you. No one has the right to judge you on your journey. I'm going to leave you with that and with the fact that I love you and I appreciate you. And I'll see you soon.